the KSM show. KSM is my guest today. It's the birthday edition of the KSM show, your favorite show on television. So, we're going to the polls in December 2020. What do you think about politicians in Ghana?
You know, the thing is this, Nanaba. Ghanaians, I think we don't have any sense of urgency as a nation.
Right.
You know, generally, I'm sorry to generalize, but generally, there's no sense of urgency. We are so lackadaisical.
Maybe it's because you lived in New York.
Maybe because
New York is fast.
Maybe, you know. But we have a pool of people, and out of that pool, some have come out to be politicians.
Right.
Why do we think they will be any different from the pool? You know, so like you're asking me, what do you think about politicians? I don't think about them any differently. They've come from the same stock.
Okay.
Of people who are maybe hardworking, the same pool, you know. So I don't think there are any exemplary people, if I should put it that way.
Okay.
They have just come from the same stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get disappointed when people go to the polls and choose their leaders, believing that this man or woman can turn the fortunes of this country round? And for so long, we're still battling filth in Accra, the capital. President Kufuor said he was going to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. I don't know how far he's going with that. But you see what we experience in Accra anytime it rains. We're battling filth, we are battling corruption. We are battling indiscipline on the road. So many things. Can any of these be dealt with head on? Can we have a day? I mean, you're 63 years old. You've known Ghana for a long time.
Yeah.
Is there a day that you think would come where we'd say, oh, what a clean city Accra is? Can it happen?
It can, yes, it can. But will it happen is another question.
Will it happen?
You know, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Why?
Well, let me say this. At 63, I think my biggest pains in this world is that I never lived to see the Ghana that I wanted to see.
What Ghana did you want to see? A Ghana that's like
Ghana
New York?
that's dynamic. Not necessarily like New York, but that's dynamic. Simple things.
Such as?
Driving, and the lane is so choked so that the intelligent drivers would decide to use the other lanes. And sadly, those who are on the right way, those who have the right of way, will stop or even move aside for those breaking the law to pass. Yeah. These are the things that bother me, you know. It's like there is no sense of discipline in anything, and anything goes, you know. A Ghana that will raise the bar. Our standards are so low that when you jump over the bar, you haven't done anything, you know. But you think that you've done something. Oh, when I say Ghana, the same attitude I talk about, you know. I think I heard somebody calling it status quo paralysis. We've been paralyzed by the status quo. So you don't have any, except few people like you.
What do you think the challenge is? Is it down to leadership?
The challenge is down to leadership, yeah. And I'm not talking about leadership just in the sense of the president, but everybody who is in a place of authority, you know, and the populations too. I don't know, the populations have this entitlement syndrome. Yeah. We believe we are entitled to certain things, and that's what the politicians feed on, this entitlement thing. So they jump on the platform and they tell us all these great things that they're going to be giving us because we are entitled to them. You know, and so they're not frank with us. So they come and then we're expecting the entitlements, and it's not coming. And we get disappointed. But we should be disappointed in ourselves, or even believing that that kind of manner could be supplied by anybody.
Why haven't you ever considered running for the presidency?
Well, you know, in this part of the world, you know, when you grow to be at 72 or 73, they can consider running for president. So it's not too late. I might still get.
Has it ever crossed your mind?
But
Has it ever crossed your mind to run for a political office?
No.
Never?
No, no. Well, some time ago, I don't know, maybe some 20 years ago or something, it did cross my mind that I was going to go and contest the Abuakwa seat, you know, and that when Anadu was running, you know, and there was some big media thing about KSM to run something, but I was just having fun, you know. I was actually sitting down with a newspaper guy, editor, and I joked about it. I said, oh, wow, why don't we try this and put this out as news and see how people react? And he did.
What was the reaction like?
Oh, it was so funny.
Right.
Actually, people calling me who were taking the whole thing very serious and giving me the strategy on how I could win that area and things I need to do.
And you felt humored?
Pardon?
You felt humored. You laughed. You had a good laugh.
Yeah. It was funny. It was funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was never a serious thought.
Yeah. For all the young people who look up to you, who hear your story, and they feel inspired by your story, how do you give back to them?
I do that. I think I'm one of the people who have, you know, they used to have Springboard that going.
Yes.
At one point, I was their most featured speaker on the Springboard tour. You know, they gave me an award for that.
Yeah.
And then there was the LEC Leadership Empowerment Consult that also honored me just a few weeks ago.
Right.
Because, okay, Sam, we need you in Ho, we need you here.
And then you're
so
there.
So I think...
What motivated you to travel all the way to Ho, to Kumasi, to Takoradi?
That was my national service. I figured I was away from Ghana for such a long time. I wasn't part of you know, my vital years were spent abroad. So if I'm in Ghana, dear, let me give my my national service. So that to me was national service, really.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think about the youth of today? The youth of today.
I feel sorry for the youth of today.
Why?
We have disappointed them. We haven't left them any legacy, you know. I mean, inheritance. You know, there's this theory about what development should be, you know. And the thing is this. As a generation, you inherit a structure.
Right.
What you want to make sure you're going to do is that you improve on the structure you inherit, make it better, and leave that structure even a better legacy for those coming behind you to inherit. And then they too come, inherit a structure that you've made better. They too improve on that, make it even better to leave for the next generation to come and inherit. But what I see in Ghana is this. A generation inherits a structure. Not only do they leave it as how they found it, they actually destroy it.
Yes, unfortunately.
And leave a more inferior legacy for the next generation.
Yeah.
They too come and inherit that already damaged structure. They do their damage too and leave it for the next generation to inherit. So as the years goes on, you know, generations inherit inferior and inferior legacies. And that's how I see the youth. You know, we haven't left the youth with a good inheritance. Fortunately for the youth, now they have technology, we have internet, we have all these things which will help them to leapfrog, to catch up and past, you know. But I don't think that the youth is taking advantage of that too.
You're very active on social media.
Yes.
I mean, you're one of the few 60-something-year-olds
So
who's so active on social media. On Twitter, you are there. On Instagram, you're there.
Yeah.
You have a YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
KSM TV.
Yes.
And how are you keeping up?
Well, that's the only way I can stay connected with the youth, you know. The Twitter handle, I handle myself.
Right.
My Instagram is managed for me.
Okay.
You know, somebody's taking care of the
Okay,
Instagram.
but you're on Twitter. I mean, I see
Twitter.
your tweets, and I always know your language. So I always know it's KSM. I always know it's KSM.
Yeah. Because that's what's in now, you know. And in order to stay relevant, you have to know how these things function.
Okay.
You know.
Has anybody insulted you on Twitter?
Pardon?
Has anyone insulted you on Twitter?
Not recently, not recently, but the most insults I took was some time ago. I don't know what I said or did, but
on Twitter, sometimes you don't need to do anything.
No, you don't need to do
anything. They'll
anything.
just come at you.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite show so far?
Favorite show?
Yeah.
On TV?
Yeah, on TV. Not on, I mean, for you as a KSM, the man behind the KSM show, what would be your favorite interview on your show?
The favorite interview on my show?
Yeah, that you've had.
That I've had?
Yeah, who will be your best interviewee?
You were.
Okay.
That is so easy. You're so fun.
On a serious note, who would you say surprised you the most on your show?
On my show?
Yeah.
Farida Bedouin.
Oh yeah, Farida is such a phenomenal lady.
Phenomenal is the word.
Yeah.
You know, I got so much strength from her.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I think she goes high up there in terms of those who really surprised me, you know.
Your worst show?
I said, pardon?
Your worst show would be?
My worst show. My worst show. There have been quite a few worst shows.
Which one stands out? Huh? Which one stands out? Well, not to incur anyone's wrath. We'll just leave it there. But you've had some worst shows.
Yeah.
What made it so bad?
Well, let me tell you, if it's so bad, probably won't even get to see the light of day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You just trash it?
Yeah. Sometimes I look at it again and say, nah.
This can't go.
Nah, this can't go. For those of you whose show didn't come, please don't take it personal.
Now they'll be thinking, was I so bad? Oh my God. Between Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and John Mahama, who would you say has the interest of Ghana at heart the most?
I don't know what we have said so far, but trust me, whatever answer I give to this question will be the only thing we talked about on this show.
I know. But you said so much.
I said so much.
But you've met both gentlemen?
Oh yeah, I've interviewed them both.
Okay.
You know, I interviewed them both. I think what I'm able to do as a talk show person, the strength of my show is that I don't care who you are. I break you down and tell you into a normal, you know.
Yeah.
I had John Mahama dance a zonto
I saw that one.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and he was we had fun.
Yeah.
I remember when the president won the flag bearership, and I interviewed him on my show. The first, and I was a guy, and he was quack, and he was like so, yeah. So I think that's what I do. That's the power of my style.
You're still running away from the question.
What was the question?
Between the two, you've met both, you've interviewed both,
you've
listened to their ideas and their aspirations for this country. Who would you say?
I'm glad you're laughing. I'm glad you're laughing because you know I will never tell you that.
Why?
When the cameras are on.
Why?
Because that will be the next topic for the centuries in Ghana.
Because one side wants to take you to the cleaners.
It's like this interview didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, but let them go.
But why? I mean, I ask you this question because we're in a country where people cannot freely tell anyone who they believe is the right leader for this country. I mean, from where you lived in the US, people can easily say I think the Republicans are a better party, the Democrats, or Trump, or Hillary, or whoever.
Yeah, and they have a population that understands this and expects it. If you look at the late night talk shows and what how they do to Donald Trump, it's like crazy. And they go and have a good laugh, and that's it.
Can you do that to the president on your show?
Not the kind of lynching that they do. I can make fun of the president on my show, but I can't lynch him like they lynch Trump. Yeah, you know.
It's not just Trump. They lynch every president.
They lynch everybody. Yeah. You know. So no, I don't think that we have gotten to that point where we understand that it doesn't matter who, you can lynch them and be free. You know.
Okay.
Here you have to be so careful that if I'm going to lynch Kufuor, I have to find time to lynch Mahama. Equal lynching, you know. And I might not feel like that. I might feel like lynching one person at one time. Yeah. But you better make sure that it's equal lynching. And that takes away.
What do you do when you're not here, when you're not working?
When I'm not working, I'm daydreaming. I'm the biggest daydreamer you have ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. I'm daydreaming. I do that a lot. I still
what does it do for you?
It's my escape. When things get so tight, you know, I just go where I want to be, you know, and actually enjoy being there, you know, like when I'm playing the air hockey on
your phone,
on my phone, I hear the crowds backing me. That was it. was my wife's reaction when I told her this, she'll probably be upset that yeah, I hear the crowd, KSM, KSM. and then I win, you know, and I hear the commentary, oh wow, KSM has won again.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, let me end it. But when my mind takes me,
Right.
yeah, and I'm happy.
How do your kids feel about this? How do they feel?
They will just see me playing air hockey. They don't hear the.
They don't hear.
They don't
No,
hear the
I
crowd.
mean, how do they feel seeing you on your phone playing air hockey?
Oh, Dad, you know, my kids are used to it. You know,
Right.
they love me anyway. You know, I mean,
Epe was Sarah.
yeah, family side. I want to make sure. No,
I'm sure you've gone through some trying times with the show. You've had turbulent moments on the show. Did you ever feel at some point that I've had enough, I'm ending the KSM show?
no, it's one of my escapes, honestly.
The KSM show?
Yeah.
Right.
Why?
I said right.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Some of my escapes, you know, it's like I look forward to my guest who is coming, you know. The first time I've been a guest on the show,
Yeah.
but normally, okay, who do I have coming this week? Oh,
Right.
Nanaba is coming. That's exciting. It's one of my escapes.
So you've never thought of quitting?
I have.
Why?
I'm getting to the point where I want to see a younger breed, you know, take it over. You know, I'm not quitting like I've quit working.
Right.
That's very hard for me to start thinking about. Say, you
You don't do this again, yeah.
You know, I'm not going to something else.
So who takes over this show?
Pardon?
Who takes over this show if you ever decide that tomorrow?
Bolare is hell.
I mean, that would be very difficult for your audience.
Yeah, they'll get. No, not really.
It won't? I mean, KSM is KSM. There's only one KSM.
Yeah.
I mean, who attacks issues in the most humorous way, the way you do? That would be difficult.
But you did it. Your opening was fantastic. I like how you did it.
Maybe it's a fancy in me.
Huh?
Maybe it's a fancy in me.
Maybe it's a fancy.
Yeah. And you came to Ghana at a point where we all saw a man on stage cracking us up and we say, oh, he's a comedian. Oh, he's a concert man. And you introduced the word satire. And I was hearing it for the first time from you. And I remember that day I asked my father, what is satire? You know, because I was listening to you and we're all laughing. And I told my father, but he's a comedian. He's only fooling. He's fooling for us to laugh. And my father said, no, there's a difference between fooling and a satirist, you know. So I just want to say thank you because you introduced me to that word. And I never ever thought there was a difference between satire and what I was used to growing up. And there are so many things you have done for a lot of young people. I watched the Saga of the Returnee at the National Theatre. I was there with my father to watch the Saga of the
You must have
Returnee.
been a little kid then.
Yes, and I was so awed that you were there on the stage alone and you held the audience for so long. And I was just sitting there at some point thinking, can he continue? Would he be able to keep us all laughing till the end? And at some point I was feeling bad for you. I felt sad that, hey, what if we don't laugh at the next slide? But you held the crowd from the beginning to the end. And I remember when the show ended, people were still looking out for more. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're a legend. You're a legend. You've done to television what Donald Trump is doing to politics. No, but you've done to television what Muhammad Ali did to boxing. And it's just amazing how you're still growing strong and your show is getting bigger and bigger. And I don't know if we have celebrated you enough in Ghana. I don't, you say, yes, you think you've been celebrated, you're probably not looking out for the celebration, but I don't think you understand what you've done for TV audiences in Ghana, do you?
Maybe not to that extent, you know. I just doing something that I love to do, you know. But what I'm very proud of is I meet like young guys, what's Kitty,
Yeah.
Kwame Eugene, you know, they all come. Oh, when we were kids, we were watching.
I'm telling you, I remember the saga of the Ritari.
You must have been a very little kid.
I remember it so well,
Yeah.
so well.
Sometimes, you know, I'm proud that, you know, for what it's worth, you know, I've stayed relevant for all this time. I don't know how, you know, an old man like
There's
me.
no formula.
There's no formula. I checked and I have like 430,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
For a 63-year-old man. I'm like, what am I doing?
You're doing
I
something
really don't
right.
know. Pardon?
You're loved.
I'm loved?
Yeah, you're loved. You are loved, completely loved. Yeah. You shouldn't underestimate that love. It's there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Who's your favorite musician in Ghana? So let's start with hip life. Who do you listen to the most?
Who do I listen to?
Yeah.
I like Sarkodie, honestly.
Obidi.
Obidi. And he made me very, very famous one day. People were calling me. And I said, what's happening? They said, oh, Sarkodie has sent a tweet that he misses you. And he's looking forward to coming on your show. I said, really?
Right.
So if Sarkodie, if you're listening, I've been waiting since you sent that tweet. I don't know.
Oh, he hasn't been on?
He hasn't been
on.
Oh,
come on, Sark.
Thank you. Catch your mommy.
Sark, come on. What are you waiting for?
Tell him for me.
Huh? Maybe you haven't done huh?
Maybe I mean, Then we do it now. Sarkodie trend there. Huh?
Yeah, so you listen to Sarkodie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who else?
I listen to, I like Shatta. You know, I think he did the most profound contribution to music by just saying freedom. My name is Shatta Wale. And that was it.
That was it.
And it was a big hit. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to do that, you know, say one word and then just
And that's
like,
it.
Yeah. But no, I listen to all these young guys, you know, and I enjoy it. You know. And then I listen to the old school too.
Daddy Lumba?
Oh, yeah.
Kojo Ntwi? Okay, so Daddy Lumba, Kojo Ntwi. Choose one.
I'm sorry, Daddy Lumba.
Daddy Lumba by Kojo Ntwi?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why? What about Daddy Lumba?
He's very seasonal. He knows how to come up with things and just take everything else away, you know. I think Kojo Ntwi, fantastic. He's a legend. But it's too serious for me.
It's too much love.
Too much love.
You want the Abin Waha?
I want the Abin
Waha,
you know.
Yeah.
You can't say
Ethiopia,
you know.
Yeah.
He has a way
Have
of
you interviewed him? Daddy Lumba?
No.
Why?
I'm looking for him.
Yeah,
I'm
you
looking
should.
for him. Yeah. I want him on my, you know, I have a tree talk show called Bomi and Komo.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking for Daddy Lumba, and I'm looking for Serious.
Amachi the Day.
Amachi the Day. I'd love to host them on Bomi and Komo.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Wache Jollof.
Oh, Wache.
Why?
I don't like jollof. I can't stand jollof.
Why? Oh.
It's too bland. It's
What
just
jollof have you been eating?
Maybe that's it.
Have you been eating Nigerian jollof?
No, I've never tasted Nigerian jollof.
So it's Ghana jollof.
It's Ghana jollof, unless Nigerian jollof. I don't think jollof is exciting, you know.
So wache for you.
Wache is it, man. Wache is it.
Yeah.
Yes. And if at this point I can acknowledge my Wache woman, Fulera.
Where is she?
Fulera.
Yeah.
She's right here. She's at Medina. And she has a joint here at East Legon as well.
The wache must be that good.
It is that good.
To be acknowledged on the KSM show. It must be that good. Can we give it up for Fulera? For feeding Mr. Tintin Misa for this long. Yeah. All right. We'll be wrapping up soon. I have just one more question for you. How did you meet your wife?
That's a story and a half, you know.
Oh, summarize it.
I should summarize it. Well, I met her briefly when I was in the US, you know. And she used to laugh at my jokes, or she was my best audience. Any small thing I said, quack, you know. And that's what I always remembered about her, that she laughs at everything that I did say.
Yeah.
You know, so when I came to Ghana, I got the information that she had come here maybe a year before. So I started looking for her, you know. Honestly, I did some research and they told me where she lived. So I showed up at the house.
Yeah, the laughter must have been good.
Must have been. And I knocked on the door, and she had a beautiful, sweet little daughter who came to the door.
Aww.
And I said, I'm looking for Mavis. And she said, okay, who may I say is here? Then I said to the little girl, tell her husband. She was so pissed.
Her husband?
Yes.
I mean,
she put a number on me, man.
Her husband?
Yes. I just said that. And so I guess she went and told somebody's at the door, says your husband. So she didn't,
she must
really,
have been shocked
yeah,
and upset.
Yeah. So when she came and she saw it was me, she didn't, we could just tell she didn't really enjoy it at all.
Yeah, bad joke.
Bad joke, bad timing, bad everything. Yeah. So she sort of, and so it was not a good meeting at all, But then I think she slipped over it and realized, oh, he didn't mean any harm,
right?
So let me reach out to him, let him know that he didn't mean any harm, something like that. So she actually reached out to me and invited me for lunch.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Thank you very much.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
How long have you been married?
20 years.
You've been married for 20 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at me. I can't even keep a relationship for 6 months. For 6 months, I still struggle. 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she still laughs at your jokes?
Well, now she thinks I'm boring. No. But well, when I do joke, yeah, she still laughs at it. She's my biggest critic as well. And she says she's keeping me grounded because if she doesn't let me see things, she doesn't think my fans will point out things to me. She says I have a lot of sycophants who love everything I do and won't tell me,
Right.
So she has taken that upon herself to
Right.
tell it like it is on me. So she does. She's my biggest critic, but she really...
Okay, so how does she feel when you step out with her and the female department is going, oh, I kiss her? How does she feel? What's her reaction?
She's sort of used to it, and she sort of knows that that's what is going to happen because it's been happening for such a long time.
Okay. Did she ever complain at some point?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Right.
And they'll come and, oh, can we take a picture? And she'll take the camera and she'll take the pictures.
How nice.
Yeah.
Of her.
Yeah, she'll actually take the pictures, and, So it's like she's sort of accepted it, And of course, I didn't give any reason to feel that there was anything to be worried about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there any point in time where you were afraid of aging?
I just didn't want to bald. Thankfully, so far.
It's intact. The strands are intact.
Yeah. I still shave every 2 weeks. I have my barber do every 2 weeks. So I'm glad.
But you don't dye your hair.
I was afraid of balding.
You don't dye your hair?
No.
Why?
Because...
grey sexy.
Pardon?
It's grey sexy. You find grey sexy?
Yeah.
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 It is. Anyway, so can we sing a happy birthday for Kweku Sinti Misa, please? Audience, let's go. Maybe I should start. Oh no, your voice is horrible. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear KSM. Happy birthday to you. This is the part we ask, how old are you now? And then we hear your singing voice.
I am 63 years old. I am 63 years old. I am nearing Presidency.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kweku Sinti Misa on his own show today as a guest. I hope you had a good time.
I had a marvelous time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have gotten a better host for today. Show some love for him, man.
You should tell Bola to give me a raise.
Bola, you give her a raise or I'm pushing.
Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this. I think I have to actually cross it out of my to-do list.
To-do list.
Yes, and because I've interviewed you, I'm looking forward to interview somebody else. I can't say it on the show. Else you will go and happen on your show. Thank you so much for allowing me to do
Thank
this.
you too. I had
And you're
fun.
a legend. You're a legend.
Thank you.
All
If
right.
you say so.
Oh, you are. All right. Thank you.
The KSM Show.